Want help to grow your business? Download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.
Hello, it's Dale Beaumont and welcome to Secrets Exposed. This is the show that takes you up close and personal with world-leading business experts. And our topic for this interview is how to communicate effectively under pressure. That coming up in just a moment. My special guest today is communication coach and business pitch consultant, Michael Kelly. And we're going to be talking about how to communicate effectively under pressure. Michael, welcome.
Good to be with you.
All right, this is a topic that I'm really looking forward to. Let's first of all explain the context of under pressure. Give us some situations, scenarios where we're going to be under pressure, and then we can talk about 6 different strategies about how to deal with these challenging times.
For sure. One under pressure situation, if you're a business person, and say I ask you, Dale, what separates you from your competition? How you answer that could be the decision that I make in engaging you or not. Say you're in a boardroom meeting, and you report to me, and there's a lot of people around the table, and I just happen to say, Dale, what's your take on this? How you respond there, if you're articulate, may determine whether I give you a promotion, or if you get an interesting assignment. What about in a presentation? There's always a Q&A segment.
Yep.
I've seen presentations go very, very well, but they all fall down in Q&A and it ruins the entire presentation. So those are just some examples.
So it could be a one-on-one meeting, it could be a small group, it could be an interview situation,
Yes.
You could be asked to present something to the staff,
Yes.
You could be asked to pitch maybe for a new business, so it could be a sales opportunity
Yes.
as well, or a presentation to a large group of people.
Yes, and it's when they put you on the spot, which is unexpected.
Right, because anyone's kind of great if you're following a script or
Yes.
if you're, have a slideshow you're going through. But it's really when it then goes open-ended that really these pressure situations can, because you're not really prepared.
Indeed,
right?
indeed.
Okay, so why is it really important that we kind of learn some of these techniques that we're going to go through? I believe there's 6 techniques.
Yes, there are.
But why is it important we learn these?
We'll do what we learn, not what we know. So if you don't train these techniques in safe interactions, when pressure's on, they won't come to the fore. So you have the techniques that we'll share. Practice first in safe interactions, not A-class meetings. Adapt the techniques to your style and intentionally daily practice them and get feedback from people you trust. So in the fore, they come to the fore and they serve you well.
Okay, so let's set a scene which we
Sure.
can then apply to these techniques. So we're in a meeting and maybe we're pitching for someone to do a partnership with us, for example.
Sure.
And this could be a large kind of company. So maybe it's in like a expensive boardroom and it's a high pressure situation. So we're going to go through 6 techniques. Yep. Let's go through the first couple right now. What's technique number 1?
The first technique is don't be anywhere else. The acronym is DBAE.
Okay, so it's DBAE.
AE, so don't be anywhere else.
Got it.
So what does that mean? Simply, when you're listening to someone, picture the letters DBAE on their forehead. You know, in a lot of these techniques, Dale, they seem too basic to be effective, but when well used, they're very powerful. Because here's the situation. If you're asking me a question and you're talking, I know someone else will ask me a tough question in a moment. If I'm not totally focused on you, that wayward attention can prevent me from really focusing in the moment and answering that question as well as I can. So that's a simple one, but a simple focusing technique.
So so it's all really about being present in the moment.
And it helps you be present.
It seems, easier than actually, because so many people are in their head and their brains are racing 100 miles an hour. How do you kind of slow that brain down and how do you be in the moment?
Yeah, I think the other thing you can do is nod. When someone's asking you a question, the engagement nod, which I call, helps other people perceive you as certain and confident. But really you just have to, it's a behavioral technique, and I'm a behavioral scientist at my first career. You just see those letters and it cues you, be here now, don't be somewhere else. It seems, and that don't be anywhere else, we've tried different other techniques like be present, but the DBAE, people use it, it's field tested, and they find it helps them focus. So I can't go into any deep psychological reason why, but it does work.
So really staying present.
Yeah, and that helps you stay present.
Yes.
So it's It's a technique that helps you stay present. And it can be learned. You know, it's a behavior you can learn if you keep working at it.
And does it help you to listen more effectively as well? Is that another technique we're going to talk about later on, or is this coupled in with that?
Well, this is really the big listening technique. If you're present and you're not thinking about anything else, I'm thinking about you when you're talking to me, then you listen better.
Yep.
And yeah, it may seem too hard, too basic, but it is effective.
Okay, great. Let's go into technique number 2.
Yeah, projecting energy. When you're under pressure, some people project lack of energy. So this one's a bit out there. Here's the technique. It's called the schoolyard ya technique. Imagine this.
Say that again one more time.
The schoolyard ya technique. It's 3 ya's. Now, stay with me. Let me explain it to you. Think of yourself as 8 years of age in a schoolyard, and you're taunting another child, and you're going, nya, 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 nya. You know that.
Yeah.
That voice, ugly and nasal, has energy. So we shape that voice to a hook phrase that you say inside your head, ya, and you inject into the first word you speak. Think about it this way, Dale. Imagine you could see my spoken words coming out of my mouth as printed words. I've got a little whip here. I'm whipping them to you, and I whip back the attention. So it's just a technique to get energy in your voice. Now, it's independent of loudness, too. You know, we adjust our loudness to different situations. So in this situation, I might say, at a low volume level, Dale, you wish to know all about my grandfather. Well, he's 93 years old, but he still thinks as swiftly as ever. Think of that voice, Dale. Was that low? It was a low volume, but it still had energy.
Yes.
Now, you naturally have energy. You don't need this technique. But I find a lot of people don't have energy in their voice, and people don't listen to them. The imagery is this. I see a lot of people, it's like their voice is coming out of their mouth, dribbling down their chin, and it's just flat. So it's just giving a bit of energy in your voice. To be clear, you don't say ya loud. You say that inside your head, and you inject into the first word you speak. So it's just an energy technique. You know, we respond to energy.
So this counteracts when people say, oh, that person was low energy or monotone. So monotone is just when people are talking not really with any expression in their voice.
Yes, addition to monotone, but just the energy, yeah. And it's hard to separate the two out, but it's just having some energy because most people are just flat.
So explain to me about the whip, where that kind of comes in.
Well, it's just, you know, it's just a technique. You think you're whipping your voice to the last person in the group and then whipping back everybody's attention. So it's a metaphor for whipping, the ya. So I might say, the first thing I say to you, Dale, that has energy. I got your attention. Rather than saying, Dale, you know. So it's just the flatness. Your energy is 70% of a job. If you don't have it, be nice.
Yeah. Okay.
And energy, this is a way to get energy in your voice. And it helps your body too.
And you can do this in live presentations
Anytime
as well.
You speak.
Yep.
The only time you wouldn't use it, Dale, is when you're counseling someone and comforting. That would be inappropriate.
Yes.
But in most situations, we could use a bit more energy. And energy overcomes a lot of foibles.
Yeah.
I've seen
it doesn't matter whether you're extroverted, introverted, it's just technique,
and
right?
again, it's a behavioral technique. You got to practice in safe interactions.
Yep.
So, and you know, if you're in a group, boardroom situations, think of whipping it to the last person. Your voice will generate out there, and then you'll whip it back, got everybody's attention.
Yes.
Yeah, but it's independent of loudness. It's just that energy.
Fantastic. And what about with regards to eye contact or something? Is that kind of live in the first, you know, technique of the DBAE, or is this kind of talking about with regards to the ya as well, like spreading it around the room?
More to the first technique, and yeah, I would say when you're listening to someone, DBAE to stay in the moment, but also look at the person's eyes, their nose, their chin, and just keep your focus on their face. It's like a box. Because, you know, if I look away, you're thinking, am I that interesting? So it's just, and that's aligns with the DBAE technique.
Okay, fantastic. So how can we practice the ya technique? Is there a couple of, rituals that we can get into, or what should we think about before we go in to a meeting? Yeah.
I think, and there's 6 techniques. I would tell people to just choose one and focus on that till it becomes reflex.
Right.
But here's a way you might practice the ya technique. You go into your office every day, there's one of my clients has a security guard, and he always says hello to the security guard. But on purpose, he's practicing the ya technique. So if you were the security guard, I'd say, Dale, how you doing today? You're done. That's intentional daily practice. So it starts to weave in to your normal speaking. Now you could practice it the rest of the day. But yeah, you just got to do at least once a day, and that's what seems to work with my clients.
And I find that people actually feel comfortable in talking about this more now as well. When you say, what did you think of that person? It's like, I really love their energy. I just really...
Yeah, good point.
People are more intuitive, I suppose, in that way now, and appreciate it as a quality within people. Whereas before they would say, I really like the way that they spoke, but now people are like, I just love that person's energy.
On reflection, yeah, you're right. I hadn't considered it. And in leaders, it's core, it's key, like you.
Yeah.
You wouldn't be the leader you are if you didn't have the energy you have.
And I even hear people say, I just want to be around that person's energy.
Yeah, exactly.
It almost is coming like, so common, in terms of how we describe people.
It exerts a gravitational pull.
Yeah. Definitely. All right, well, we're going to take a short break. We still have a number of techniques to go. The first one, DBAE, about being present in the moment. And then the second one was the schoolyard, ya. And hopefully you will definitely, I know you will, remember that one. All right, we'll be back in a moment. We've got 4 more techniques to go. Keep watching. Welcome back. We're speaking with Michael Kelly, and our topic is how to communicate effectively under pressure. We've covered 2 techniques. We've got 4 more to go. Let's get into it right now. Okay, the next technique number 3. What is it and when do we use it?
Yeah, it's owning space with our body. So let me give you how to own space with your body. And the top line is a semicircular container in front of your body. Think of 30 centimeters to one side of your torso, 30 centimeters to this side, 45 centimeters in front. A semicircle from your waist to your shoulders. That's where you gesture and own space paired with how you're speaking. And this is standing versus as well as sitting. So how would you do that? If I'm going to make a strong point to you, Dale, I might put my index finger and thumb together and I would say, Dale, you need to go and talk to more people. Now this Dale is pointing without pointing. I can't do this. So when you're making a strong comment, you have your hands available there in that container. That drives it home.
So this container is this space?
Yes, space from your waist to your shoulders.
That we own.
That you own and gesture within.
And we can gesture within.
And it's not just flying your hands around. It's on purpose tied to what you're speaking.
Okay.
So another way you can mark time in that container. Dale, think of your life 10 years ago. Take a moment.
Yep.
Now, Dale, think of your life 10 years from now. So people, and when you're under pressure with own more space with their body, project more certainty. Another thing you can do is mark quantity. Dale, just a little bit of effort in this area can make a huge difference to the results you're getting. Okay,
so you can mark time, you can mark quantity, and this is the gesture
important points.
Making important points?
Yeah, and driving them home.
Okay. What other skills can we use with this container? Space?
Well, generally, if you're at a table, you just rest your arms on the edges of that container rather than closing you off. If you're a domain expert like you are, you don't want to block yourself off from the listener. And when you're under pressure, you want to be open to people. This is also passion. This is an underused one, this fist.
Fist?
Yes. When you're passionate, I say, Dale, if we put some effort into this, we can do it. Again, appropriate to what you're saying. And again, there's various other gestures. You could use the karate chop. This is a strong one, too. We're going to do this. We're going to do this.
So this says certainty?
Yes, certainty. This is similar to that. This is passion, more
passion and effort.
This is, focusing a key point, driving it home. This is like pointing without pointing.
Okay.
And again, practice in safe interactions. So say you with someone, you'd say, Dave.
To continue enjoying this presentation, download BRiN, the world's first business advisor in your pocket. To find out more, visit BRiN.ai or search the App Store today.